everyone.
Hello!
Okay, so, anyway, welcome.
Yes.
Welcome to the Artist Calling podcast.
And if you've been here before, welcome back.
Yes.
Thanks for coming.
And if you're new, thanks for joining in.
And again, welcome. And thank you for watching. What? Coming back. All that good stuff.
All that good stuff. So, yes, and we do have a few new viewers, so thank you for returning, for watching our craziness and our weirdness. I'm Holly.
I'm Allison.
Yes, you can find me on Ravelry as Holly Isaac and Instagram as holly.knits.
And me, you can find me on Ravelry, Instagram, Tumblr, DeviantArt, all those internet places as Wyvern713.
Yes, so today is Thursday, May 30th. So it's been 2 weeks since since we recorded last week.
2 weeks since my last confession. Sorry.
And last time I was at Kirsten's outside, and today we are at Allison's.
Also outside.
Also outside because it's a beautiful day, and
Yes, it's really nice out today.
it's really
Went
nice
for
out.
a short bike ride and it was glorious.
Yeah, why be in the dark house when you can be outside in the beautiful sunshine? So
Exactly.
here we are, and I have new glasses. What do you think?
Fabulous.
But, you guys, what was the deal last time with my camera?
Oh.
I want to apologize for all the weirdness. I
Oh,
mean,
didn't it keep stopping and
okay, yes. So when we were outside, things were fine. We were doing just fine. Everything was fine. Then it started raining, and we went in the house, and then all of a sudden my phone, every 5 minutes, it would just
Weird.
stop saying
Super
it was
weird.
full. And I'm like, you're not full. I made sure that you were not full before we started this.
Yeah.
So every 5 minutes it would stop.
Oof.
And so we got so frustrated that finally we were just like, okay, fine, we're done. Goodbye. And we didn't even do
That's
our,
not very comfortable.
we didn't do a very good ending. We just it was very abrupt. Goodbye, and so I was like, ugh. And as what happens with me, I don't know about you, but when I get overwhelmed or flustered, my brain shuts off. And all of a sudden I can't think. And
I've done that.
I forget things. And like the other day at work even, it was real busy and there was a lot of stuff going on, and I was still new at some of the things that was going on. And I totally forgot to write down all the important details on a phone message.
Like phone message?
Yes, somebody called and I just didn't write
Right,
down all the important info.
Oopsies.
Because I just kind of had a brain fart or something, and and I think that's what happens when I get overwhelmed about things or
The brain's just like, nope.
yeah, and so that's what happened too at the end of the last podcast. I could have recorded a proper ending later, but I was like, wah! And I just forgot.
It's okay.
So anyway,
Nobody's perfect.
sorry about the weirdness last time.
We're a weird family, though, so it's okay.
It's true, but
Your
anyway, there we are.
last name's Isaac, so Isaac means laughter, so.
Yeah, but laughter isn't necessarily weird.
True.
So I'm wearing my shirt. Look at my shirt.
Yes.
Procrastinating to delay all other responsibilities besides knitting.
And I
love it.
actually have 2 of these bags. I don't know where the other one went, but I have
Yes.
bag.
The other one?
Joanne says I have 2 of these.
I know. Did you give it to me? Because I have one.
No,
Oh.
I gave you one,
Oh, you got 3.
and I have purchased a total of 3.
Oh, okay.
I purchased one for myself and one for you at the same time,
Yeah.
and then
Got another one?
I purchased another one because they were on clearance at Joann's.
Yes.
So,
Oh, clearance. I should get
Yeah.
another one because I have a hole in mine.
oh,
I love those
I think
bags.
they're all gone now.
Oh, bummer. You had to tape it up. Yeah. So it was a great bag, and now I have
But
a
there's
shirt.
a lot of other really cute styles. Like this one is
I
another
love
one of my
these-
favorites.
These
Say hello to my
these-
little friend.
These are
Reusables.
reusable, plasticky, fabricy, whatever bags, and in McMinnville,
cool.
here in McMinnville, Oregon.
Plastic bag ban.
Yeah, you have to bring your own bags.
Or pay like
or
5 cents for a paper one.
pay 5 cents per bag. So if you're grocery shopping,
Bring your own. We have a bag full of bags. We mainly just use our Norwex ones. So we have a couple Norwex
yeah,
reusable.
so it's good to have these bags, and you can wash them out and stuff. So
Even if you are in an area where you don't need, or you can still get paper bags, it's still handy.
yeah,
Like, I have a couple
Yeah.
that fold up into a pocket, like
still good for the environment.
really small. And I just keep those in my purse.
Yeah.
And the trick is just remember to put them
Remembering
back
to
in the
use
purse.
them. Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's not remembering to use them, it's remembering to put them back in the purse.
Yeah, after you've used them.
Exactly.
So we've tucked our sign behind us. Can you see it? And I have a cute little knitted wit smarty.
Episode 12.
Episode 12. That's right. I didn't say that. This is
Episode
episode
12.
12 of
Woo.
The Yarn is Calling. So, anyway, should we get to the knitting?
Yes.
Let's get to the knitting.
Or other crafting, because
Let's get to the crafting.
we are a very crafty family. Oop, I just did too many of those.
We don't do just knitting.
Oh, no.
We do lots of things.
Knit,
I do
crochet.
mostly knitting.
If you're a returning viewer, you've seen some of Kirsten's paintings, drawings.
That's right.
Heather's
So, I didn't clarify
scrapbooking.
that, but we are a podcast of all the kinds of fun fibery arts
Yes.
and drawing
We
stuff.
may be called The Yarn is Calling, but we embrace all crafty types.
That's right.
All sorts.
We are crafting
'Cause we-
diverse.
Because between the three of us, well, four if you include Heather, we do like all the things.
We do. So, speaking of all the things,
Many
for
things.
Mother's Day, for Heather, my youngest daughter, I got her. Okay, she's been wanting this macrame wall hanging, wall hanging
yeah.
for a long time, and every time she's like, "Oh, I want a macrame wall hanging," which of course takes me back to my childhood in the 70s, where all the macrame was like, meh. But it wasn't. Anyway, so I got her a kit
Oh, there you
for
go.
Mother's Day to make her own macrame wall hanging, and
It's
so,
really cool. I was at their house on
Yeah.
Monday.
Yeah, she brought it
Bryce
over.
and I babysat, and I saw it. I was sitting on the like table or side table or something. It's very pretty.
It is.
Device auto health check has completed. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, so she brought it
I'm
over
easily
yesterday.
distracted.
She thought she had done some mistakes on it, and she hadn't. It was looking great. She's done a great job. So, anyway, so yes, all the crafting things,
Many
including macrame. But I have knitting. Okay, so it's only been 2 weeks since we last recorded, and I've made a lot of things, but I've given them all away. So I really don't have a lot to show
As
today.
one does.
As one does. So, the first thing that I finished was called, well, no, actually the first thing I finished was these. I got it right here in my hand. Hello. So I showed these last time. This is the Elegant Boot Sock, done in, there's two there. Done in footy form. Footy form? You know what I mean.
Footy length.
Yeah. I adapted it for footies.
Which
'cause
is
the
really easy to do for
cuff-
like any sock pattern.
You can do that with just about any sock pattern. Somebody was asking me some questions about how I did it. I'm like, you just didn't do the leg,
Yeah.
and I didn't do I just started at a little cuff, and I kind of did a little bit of a rolled cuff here. So what I did was I did 3 rounds of just knit to start with, and that makes it roll just a little bit. And then back here,
Rolling.
I did some short row shaping back and forth. So when I was working back here,
Oh, just to
Back
kind of
here.
raise up the back a little
yes.
bit.
So after I did 3 rows knitting, and I did about 8 knit, 1 purl, 1 cuff or rib, and then on the back side I would go to the end of my heel needle, wrap and turn in, wrap and turn in, back and forth, and I did that like 4 times. So that just raises that heel up just a little bit. And and then in this case I did a mini heel flap, just of 10 rows, which gave us 5 slip stitches, and then I think I did a German short row heel here, and then I decreased on the sole.
Oh.
Yeah, can you see that?
Oh, yeah.
I decreased
I
on the
can.
sole rather than on the
Because I wasn't
side.
looking at it directly.
Back there, can you see that? And right in the middle.
Yeah.
And I did it, instead of every other round, I did it every 3rd round to kind of just extend that a little bit.
Slope it a
And
bit
this
more.
this pattern also had like 70 some odd stitches on the foot,
Jeez.
which is too much for a footie. For
footies,
me.
you want them to be
You want
fewer
them-
stitches.
Yeah, you want, if I do a
Sorry,
64,
excuse me.
if I do a 64 stitch sock normally for me, for footies I'll do 60 stitches because I want them just a little bit more negative-y so they don't slide down off your foot into your shoe.
Because you don't have a leg to hold them up.
Right. So this one, the instep pattern was, well, really big. So you can see it kind of wraps around. So in order to have,
Like one of those,
I have a very tiny sole.
one repeat
basically.
over the whole thing.
Yeah, I couldn't really decrease any of the stitches out of the instep pattern without compromising the design. And so my sole has quite a bit fewer stitches than the instep does. Anyway, these are for my sister Heather. Heather, these are for you. She was wanting more footies, and she gave me a list of colors that she would like, and pink was one of them, and I happen to have this really pretty pink. So these
They're
are
both very pretty pinks.
These are for her. So
Aw.
I have pictures on my Ravelry page.
project
So this is the Elegant Boot Sock.
It was a sock. It was the Sock Madness bonus pattern.
round.
Was it round
3?
one? No, 2.
I think it was round 3. It was round 3.
Oh yeah, it was. Because first was Zipper, second was the Wool Honey.
Yep.
And then that one.
Yeah, so it was round 3 bonus pattern. And I do plan to make the bonus pattern for round 4 for Jason, for my husband. But
Nice.
I haven't started those yet.
Okay.
And then that's the only thing I have with me that I've actually finished. So I could talk about the other things and show pictures after Allison shows a few things.
Okay.
So you, cause
Oh,
you have
I've got your.
you've got things to show.
Like if you want to mention, I've got your page. I can show the pictures. What do you want? Which one do you talk about first?
Oh, okay, sure. if you
Hey,
want
might as
to.
well just.
Get all my stuff out of the way.
Yeah, might as
Okay,
well.
so as you saw in the last episode, if you watched it, Kirsten is pregnant.
So
She
exciting.
is due with baby Flora in July.
A couple days after my birthday.
Yeah, she looks like she's, due a little sooner because she has a big baby, because she has a big husband.
Well, and she herself is a big baby.
And who knows? She has a big baby. So anyway, so she's due in July. So we had a baby shower for her up in Tacoma last weekend.
It was a surprise for John.
It was a
fun.
surprise. It was a couple's shower, and it was a surprise for John. And so I made her the Sweetest Sleeper by Simply Sycamore. So I first saw this pattern when I was watching Leslie's podcast, which is called Not Quite Enough Yarn. I love her podcast.
Is that the English
Super.
lead?
She records in little bits throughout the month, and then
Yes.
she uploads it at the end of the month. She's just so much fun.
I don't know how well you
am-
can see with the. We're outside, so it's. But
There you can kind of, yeah.
we'll actually put the picture up
Yes,
as well.
I'll put a picture up.
But you get the idea.
It's
super cute.
It's a DK weight, and I made it in Blue Moon Fiber Arts Cake DK in like Oakroyd or something. It's like a mustardy yellow, which Kirsten loves mustard yellows.
Yes,
You're not
she
your
does.
typical baby colors, but she was like, mustard yellow sleeper, yes! And then I found these cute little wooden buttons that have like little flowers on them. So it turned out great. And
Super
it was super easy to make, and it was super cute. And so thank
Snagging
you,
on
Leslie, for alerting me to that pattern. I also saw that Chevis from Chevy Rail
Chevy Rail.
Stuff, she made one as well for her nephew. And
Both
anyway,
of those
it's a good
ladies'
pattern.
podcasts are pretty awesome if
That's
you want
right.
to check them out.
Yeah, yeah.
Is Chevy Rail? Is it just Chevy Rail, or is
Chevy
it
Rail Stuff.
Chevy Rail stuff?
Yeah. So
Leslie's
anyway,
the nom
that,
of
and I
yarn.
gave that to her at the shower last weekend, so I don't have that. And then I've been making socks for my grandkids because they're growing and outgrowing all their socks. And so far I've made them 3 pairs. So we have, first I did the traditional Gansey socks by,
The semi-traditional, according to you.
right, the traditional Gansey
that's
sock
your project page. The
by
pattern's called
Wendy
traditional.
Johnson. It's a toe up, out of her toe up socks for everybody or something like that book. And I took the small pattern and basically halved it and made it into a toddler size for Heidi, who's 2. Yeah, so that's like half the instep pattern on the front there. So it's supposed to have
So cute.
2 textured V's, and it has 1. And I used my leftovers of Desert Vista Dye Works
Is it-
Monopoly money colors.
Such a fun color.
Yeah, she loves them. In fact, Heidi was so cute because when I saw her, when I gave them to her, she was really excited. But then when I saw her at Kirsten's shower and she was wearing them, and she comes running up to me and she's showing me her feet. Like, look, I got my stockings on.
So cute.
So she liked those.
She's adorable.
She is adorable and funny. Yeah. And then for Marcus, I've been doing that for all the kids. I've just been taking regular sock patterns and then just scaling them down to fit the grandkids. Because
depending on the pattern, it's really easy to do.
It is. It is really easy to do. And I put details on my project pages of how I altered the patterns. Usually I do anyway. So then the next one was for Marcus, and that was the Hogwarts House Cup socks.
I saw you worked on those in church on Sunday.
Was I?
Yeah. You were.
So those I made out of Desert Vista Dye Works, again, leftovers from Emeralds, Sapphires, and Prints. And it was purples, and he's all about the purples.
But not light purple, because that's just silly.
Yes, that's what he says. Light purple is just silly. So that one I also had to adapt again for a 48 stitch. And then I did end up having to rip it out because it was a little bit tight because of all the cables. And then the heels,
I guess.
What?
I don't know if you heard. I don't know what that noise was. Guessing it's a neighbor doing something.
Probably. For the heels, toes, and cuffs, I'd used some hazelnuts and the Spooky Hue, which is a nice bright purple, which he loves. And he was very excited.
Purple's a good color.
Yeah, and he was very excited to get those. I just can't believe how big their feet are getting. I feel like I'm making them way too big, and then they put them on and they fit. And then
but you know, with kid stuff, it's better to make it too big than not big enough.
Right. And
too
these
big,
last
we'll go into
two
it.
pairs are just a hint roomy, but that's good.
Yeah.
And then the last pair that I have that I'm going to scoot this just a little bit, that I made for Heidi was called Valerie Socks. It's another toe-up pattern.
I haven't seen these.
Also used Desert Vista Dye Works leftovers in the raggedy color. So I've always loved raggedy. It was the very first DVD yarn that I ever bought was raggedy. Because it's like Raggedy Ann. Yep, there she is.
It's on her feet.
Wearing her little raggedy socks.
So
that
cute.
was a very easy pattern to adapt to toddler size because, you know,
it looks like it's mostly stockinette.
Yeah, you have a skinny little design down the side, and then the rest is stockinette. So it was real easy to adapt to 44 stitches for her little 2-year-old feet. And it has a short row heel that's in garter stitch, so it's nice and squishy.
Very squishy.
Yeah. So, anyway, those are all the things that I've finished in the last 2 weeks that I don't have with me to show you, but I'll put in pictures. So, and I have one more pair of socks on the needles for Marcus that I want to finish. I want to finish by the end of the month, so I need to finish them by tomorrow. Well, I'll show those later in the whip segment, though. Okay, that's enough. Your turn.
Okay, well, since you last saw me, I've finished a number of things. So, a previous episode with me, episode 11, I think? 10. Oh yeah, this was 12. Kirsten was 11. This was 10. I was finishing up the last of these, so... Ta-da!
Do you want to put on my blockers?
Sure.
Here, I'll talk while you talk and I'll put them on.
Okay, so this is the drops pattern. I don't remember what the numbers are, but the pattern name is Splash. It's this really pretty lace.
Here, you can see it real well on this.
There you go. Really pretty lace. Really, really easy.
Nice for summer.
I made a number of changes.
Look at those colors, you guys.
The yarn is Buxom Cat Yarns.
I love her yarn.
Used to be called Hula Hut. Now it's Buxom Cat.
Look at those colors.
The color is Mermaid Bubbles.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
And so when I saw that pattern was called Splash, I knew I had it because, you know, mermaids and
It's
splash.
really pretty. They're almost like little leaves or arrows
Yeah,
or
a little
something.
bit. Or like fish scales or something.
You see that?
I made a couple changes.
Really pretty.
I did I think I mentioned on the previous episode with me, but I did a regular heel turn instead of the one that was in the pattern because I couldn't visualize how that one was going to work out. So like, I'll just do a traditional one.
So it's heel flap?
Yeah, heel flap, heel turn.
Yeah.
And then I didn't decrease down as many stitches because it was just
Gonna be too tight?
Gonna be really small. They had the sole. It was like the instep was like 33 stitches, I think. Then the pattern had you doing the sole for the size I was doing down to 19.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I was like,
wow.
No, so I think I went down to like 23 or 26 or something like that. One of those. So there's those.
Beautiful.
And then I can't remember which ones I finished next, but I'll do these ones because I think I started these ones next. This is another footy sock. This is Knitted Wit Unicorn Eggs.
Yes.
And so another Rose City Yarn Crawl acquisition.
Right. When we were on the Yarn Crawl, she bought a skein of this, and I bought a skein of this, and then we traded halvesies so we could make footies.
Exactly. The pattern is called Drachenherz.
Which fun
German
colors.
For I believe Dragonheart.
Yeah.
For Dragonheart.
I don't know if you can see that lace.
I had to get a little bit of help from Google Translate because the pattern is in German.
Oh, good for you for doing a German pattern.
Yeah, well, I took German in high school. 4 years of German in high school.
Well,
so
I know, but it's been 10 years since you were in high school.
It has been. I graduated high school 10 years ago.
I know.
It's crazy.
10 years ago.
10 years ago. Anyway, so there's a little bit of combination from
you guys.
from previous knowledge of like previous German knowledge and Google Translate, and there's a chart.
What size needle did you use? These look loose.
2.
Okay, it looks looser.
Yeah, I use the size 2.
Do you find your soles wear out faster if you use a 2?
I haven't noticed.
Okay.
But I have so many socks, so
I never wear out
notice.
But look at those fun colors. Man.
Super fun.
That's why we bought this yarn. What's it called again?
The color?
Yeah.
Unicorn Eggs.
Right.
That was a trunk show.
Right.
I
follow her on Instagram, you guys. Knitted Wit, and she's a great lady.
I don't remember if I follow her or not.
Yeah, I was just watching some of her stories this morning, and she was watching Pride and Prejudice, and it was great. I love Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah. Fuzzies. Or buggies.
It's a fuzz. It's great.
Fuzzies. Okay. So, next,
I'll take this one and you.
I have Sock Madness Round 2, the Echoes from Transylvania. Dun 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 dun.
Oh, Allison's are so pretty.
This is, the black is Cascade Heritage in black, and then the magenta
there you go in there.
Is, there you go, is Knitter's Brewing Company's Sockaholic in Foo Drink.
Oh, yeah.
I was a little
It looks a little redder on the camera, but it's more kind of a purpley.
It's like a bright magenta.
Yeah.
This
was a fun pattern, as you know. I've shown
it was
before.
so fun. This is probably one of my favorite pairs of socks so far.
Mine too. I was just wearing mine yesterday, I think, or day before yesterday.
I was slightly concerned with how they fit because they were looking a little on the skinny side, but they fit perfectly. So that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
And the pattern was super easy.
Oh, I talked about this pattern actually in the last podcast because I'd made a mini pair for Marcus.
Yep.
It's a great pattern.
It's a really nice pattern.
Yeah, enjoyed it very much.
Yeah, it was super fun. But I pondered throwing another color in there to go along with the magenta because I wasn't sure. Because I figured, yarn quantity.
If you were going to run out,
I wasn't sure if I was going to run out.
Gotcha.
And obviously I didn't. I mean,
it's great.
I didn't have a whole lot left over. So those are going in, the leftovers from both of those, actually, the black and the magenta are going into my Hexie Buff blanket.
I love that because you feel like you get a free pair of socks that way when you're using all leftovers. Like all the ones I've been making for the grandkids are all leftovers from socks I made for myself, and the kids love that. Matching socks with Granny.
Right.
But you feel like you get 2 pairs of socks out of one skein.
Yeah, it's really
wonderful.
nice.
Yeah.
So we got Sock Madness Round 3. This was the crazy one.
This was the crazy one that had
cables and lace and other kind of cables. So the pattern is called Inky or Inky Madness.
Inky Madness. That was the one I couldn't remember last week, 2 weeks ago.
I think it's just called Inky.
Nope, it's Inky Madness.
Okay.
I know because I was putting in the notes because I couldn't remember.
So, but Mom's getting the sock blocker on, but you see you've got the varying cables, you got ribbing, you've got lace, you've got more cables, then you got this really pretty beaded cuff. And
it is on the blockers.
Also, like Mom, added 2 repeats to the foot, because based on the measurement, I needed it. Then I go and try it on. I didn't need it after all, but
Yeah, mine ended up being a little long, too.
Oh,
I'm
well.
like, oh, well.
this
I
and
gave
the
mine
yarn.
to Kirsten, because I don't know if you remember in the last episode that she was like, I want those. So I left them with her when I went home that time. I left them with her. So they are
There
now
you go.
Kirsten's. Look at these colors, though. Isn't that pretty?
It's hedgehog fibers. So their sock yarn in Sprout. I got that
blues
years
and
ago.
grays and
I got that so
greens.
many years ago. It's been caked.
You've worn those, I can tell.
Yes.
Isn't that great?
This
Wear your
yarn had
socks.
been caked for, I don't know, like 6 years. That's not Bryce's car. It's leaving. I don't know why. Oh yeah, Bryce is not going to be getting home till
I'm
like
like, I'm in
6:30.
his spot, so
Yeah.
maybe that'll be why he's leaving. He comes in and I'm parked in his spot.
I don't know. It didn't look like it. I don't know.
Oops.
Looking at it, it doesn't look like his car.
Okay.
Anywho. Oh. So. But yes, that yarn had been caked for like 8 years or so. Really
Wow. So, okay. So they always say that you shouldn't cake your yarn too soon before you use it because it makes it
It stretches
it
it
stretches
out
it out.
a little
So
bit.
how was it then working with
That's
this
fine.
yarn after having it caked for that long? Did it seem to affect the bounce factor at all?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit. But I got it from one of the gals at Knit Night.
Mm.
I can't remember if I like traded her for it or
So Allison
bought it
goes
from
to the
her.
knit night at her local yarn store, which is
Entwined.
Entwined
LLC.
in McMinnville.
If
My
you're
local yarn store is the one I work at, which is the Naughty Lamb
Jealous.
in Forest Grove. We don't live that
Yeah,
far.
if
They're
you're
both
in-
probably equally far from me, but
Yeah. If you're in the McMinnville area or near or visit McMinnville area and you're looking to visit it, it's inside the Mercantile building.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's moved from where it used to be.
yeah. And then, so
What else have you finished?
I have finished all sorts of things.
Yes, you have more.
I've got a crochet project that I finished that has been, this thing, it was so quick. I don't know why it took me so long to get it done, but I have the book called Vampire Knits. I have made a number of patterns out of it.
Yeah, you have.
And including one of my favorite sweaters, which I finished literally on the way to when we were going to see Breaking Dawn.
Oh, that's funny.
So, in one of the patterns is a necklace, no, not necklace, a bracelet, a bracelet and earring set. I made the bracelet years ago in just DMC embroidery thread color 321. It's kind of a reddish color. Yay! Bug. And I had extra thread. Uncle John helped me find some beads. And then it sat in a Ziploc bag with a crochet hook for so many years. But I finally, like a week or like a couple weeks ago, I finally just I just need to make them. So here they are. It's not focusing.
If they'll hold still.
There we go. I don't know if it's focusing, but
Is it focusing?
it's literally doesn't.
There.
Oh, there we go.
All right, I think we finally
It's
got it
literally
focused.
like one. It's one row of. It's like a double crochet 5 together, and you trap the beads in the starting chain.
Amber would be so proud of you. Because Amber Bliss,
Yes.
Amber Bliss Calderon,
Yes.
my good friend Amber, she crochets lots of earrings. I have some really cool, I should have worn them. I have some really cool octopus earrings that she made for me.
Oh yeah, I forgot she made those.
And right now she's designing some more.
Geek Yarns is she's hosting a knit along, and using specifically like minis or leftovers and earrings. So
Is it crochet or knitting or either?
I don't remember. I'll have to look at it. And I have a trouble.
Is she
I have
hosting
trouble
a
with
knit
that
along
one.
on her
She has a Ravelry
on
group.
her Ravelry group? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the name of this pattern?
I don't remember.
It's in the Vampire Knits
It's in the
book.
Vampire Knits book.
Right.
My project page, I called them bloody earrings.
They do. They do look like drops of blood.
That's the point. That's the whole point. Okay, bloody earrings. Glamour earrings by Kimberly Dijkstra. Dijkstra.
I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm not even gonna try. Well, they're really cool.
Super cool. And yeah, it's just embroidery thread. Really like a double. You trap the beads in your starting chain, and it's like a double crochet 5 together. And oh, there we go. There we go. Almost got it. This ear hole likes to fight me. Ta-da!
Fabulous. Fabulous.
Okay.
Okay, so is that all the knitting and crochet that you have finished that you have to show?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I have a number of other finished things as well. It's not knitting and crochet.
Okay, so on to other finished items that are not knitting or crochet. I have none because, yeah.
You don't do a whole lot besides knitting and crochet.
I sew, but I haven't done any sewing lately. I have some projects in my bed and anything lately. You, on the other hand.
Yes. So, the color on this is a little washed out, but if returning viewers might remember a dress I sewed for my niece Louise, who's from Bryce's sister's daughter. So, and I made one for Kirsten/Flora as well. It's really washed out, dark screen. Should I even bother trying?
Well, you're just reflecting.
It's just so reflective.
Yeah.
We'll just post a picture.
I'll put a picture in right here.
It's really cute fabric. It's like a turquoise with narwhals all over it.
So what pattern did you use?
It's McCall's pattern. It's the same one I used for the dress for Louise. So, but we'll put the pattern number and all that.
Yeah.
And then
super cute.
To go with, as kind of like a gift bag, I made that bag. Again, it's really reflective, so I don't know how well you can see, but it's just a basic drawstring bag. Use French seams, because French seams are awesome.
Especially for bags.
Yes. There it is. And then I made I don't know if that's helping or not.
Maybe tilt it down a little bit. There you go.
I made a baby quilt. This was this is...
Nope.
Yeah,
it's rotated.
Yeah.
It's a baby quilt.
Not showing up very well, but post a picture. It's a really easy pattern. It's 6 fat quarters, and you pair them up. You sew in a certain way, and you get 8 half square triangles out of each set of 18 by 18 squares, and then you arrange them and put a border on it. So it's like
peach and mint and
it's like coral, gray, mint, black.
Yeah, it's real cute.
Woodland critters.
Yeah, it's real cute.
The bundle I got at Hobby Lobby in Tacoma, and then I just found the solid coral. I don't know. I found it on Pinterest.
Oh, okay.
But
you could look that up and see if we have.
I added it to my tried board.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean, if you do a Pinterest search for a half square triangle baby quilt, it'll probably pop up.
Cool. It's really cute.
It was so easy, super easy, and
it was really
half
cute.
square triangles are a lot of fun.
So what else have you finished?
So, speaking of half square triangles, using the same technique for a couple episodes back, we did a special birthday episode at the beach as part of goodie bags that Mom coordinated. I made a bunch of coasters.
I didn't show any of the washcloths.
So
that
this is one of the ones that I kept. Actually, the only one I kept, because I made enough for each goodie bag to have 2, and I gave one of to Aunt Heidi because she wanted to give one of them to one of her boys. But this is the one I kept. So you got this really cool. Don't mind the threads. My bobbin tension was weird, but I got this really cool spacey fabric along with awesome unicorns.
Space unicorn.
Exactly. So, made a bunch of those.
I have one too. I have a space unicorn one.
Yes, I specifically gave you a space unicorn because I knew you would appreciate that.
I did appreciate that. And I made washcloths for everybody and the project bags for everybody, but I didn't even think to bring those to show. So, what else do you have? Did you just make that pattern up?
This, yeah, pretty much. I started with, I think, about like 6 or 6.5 inch squares, and then did the same, stitch, chop, 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 8.5 square triangles, and so with like 2 6-inch, roughly, or maybe like 6.5-inch squares, I was able to get 2 coaster tops, and then I just did an extra square on the back.
Cool.
Got a piece of fleece in the middle.
Cool.
As like the little
I use mine all the
cushion.
time. I love it.
And so I've also
what else?
made a bunch of project bags. I've got a number of them still waiting to be assembled, and a number of them at my local yarn
So
shop
Allison is selling her bags
store.
at Entwined at the local yarn store.
But I've got a couple that I'm keeping for myself because reasons.
So show one.
So this is
It's a box bag.
So I've got a box
Sorry,
bag.
you got it kind of squished. Let's
Sorry.
make it nice and tight.
It's freaking whales.
Oh,
and this
I
one
thought they were
has-
sharks, but you're right. They're whales.
And this one has a mustache.
And here is a bird with a scuba hat.
So fun.
Whatever.
Oops.
No,
Like a diving helmet.
diving helmet. It's a bird. Look at that. It's an owl. That is hilarious.
And there's an octopus with a pirate hat. There's a seal. There's a turtle. I got this fabric at Hobby Lobby.
Super cute.
And the fabric that's on the inside, this is the sharks.
Oh, I love it.
Patriotic sharks. Also from Hobby Lobby. I got these at the same time.
Super cute.
It's my own pattern instructions. Again, French seams, because French seams are amazing.
Oh, nice. So that's nicely made.
Though we don't have...
Your
I did
own
it...
pattern? Like,
Mm-hmm. I
you
mean,
made up the box pattern?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I did not make up the box bag concept.
Right.
Because box bags have been around for a while. But this particular style with the French seams and
Oh, okay. Is
these
your
particular
own.
instructions is my own.
Good job.
Because I want...
It's a nice size, too.
It
This
is
will
a nice
hold,
size.
This
You
will
get
hold at least
two fat quarters, some interfacing, and a zipper.
This will hold at least 2 skeins of,
Good sock shawl.
yeah, or hat.
Mm-hmm.
Small project. It's great.
Super fun. Oh, here we go.
Good job. Those are beautiful.
Quick Triangles baby quilt.
You ever drunk Baileys from a shoe?
Sorry. If any of you have seen Old Greg,
Oh, let's not get into that.
yeah.
All right.
I'm Old Greg.
We need to move on
Yes.
because this is going to be long again, and it shouldn't be long because you didn't have that much theoretically.
Although it's been a while since you podcasted with me, so
That's true, and you do a lot. We do a lot of crafts.
yes, we do.
We just do a
And
lot
I also
of crafts. Oh, you have something else that you finished? I'm sorry. Didn't mean to cut you off.
That's okay. Okay, returning viewers will remember Kirsten showed off some of her mermaid drawings. I've been doing the mermaid challenge as well. I actually got her to do it with me. So, I'm not going to show...
She said that.
Yes. I'm not going to show all of the
No,
my
you
drawings.
can find her drawings on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Wyvern,
I've also shared them on Tumblr as well. Wyvern713.
Wyvern713.
So, but I do want to show a couple that I'm really happy with. So,
Yeah, show a favorite.
we'll see how well.
Let's
this
see how well,
screen-
yeah.
So, super reflective. There we go. So this one was for the prompt Cinco de Mayo. So, 5 mayos.
jars of mayo.
can blame
That's
slash
kind of a
thank
long
my dad
story
for that
of how
pun.
that pun happened, yeah.
Let's see. I did, for the prompt stretch, I did Mr. Fantastic. Again,
As a merman.
as a mermaid. It's kind of very super reflective screen, but you get the idea. Let's see. Nurse. I did a nurse shark mermaid, who's also a nurse. Let's see. I did.
Oh, yeah, that one's interesting. I love it.
This is Zephyr Prime from the game Warframe as a mermaid. That one's too dark. I'm not even
Yeah.
going to bother trying to show that one.
Well, you can find
I've
all
got
of
a
her drawings
bunch of-
on Instagram. They're great. They're beautiful. They're
Okay.
really different. And Kirsten's are on there, too. And
One more.
it's neat to compare the differences.
The prompt was shrimp.
Oh.
So I did it as a mantis shrimp. The whole little, come at me, bro. Because mantis shrimps.
You ever drunk Baileys from a shoe?
Okay.
Quiet phone.
So, yes, you can find her drawings on Instagram. They're beautiful. Thank you. So, let's move on. Let's move on to our whips. And I'm not going to show all the same whips that I showed last time because I haven't done anything on them. So, I showed all those things last time, and then they sat there while I knitted baby things. And
As one does
grandkids
when-
socks. So, I did mention that my first whip I'll show is in this cute little bag. These are I keep my grandkid socks in.
No.
And I'm doing 4 socks from Stash Group that I'm in on Ravelry. To get an entry in their challenge, you have 1 full-size pair of socks or 2 pairs of footies equals 1 entry, or 4 pairs of baby/toddler socks equals 1 entry. So I've made 3 pairs of toddler/child socks for the grandkids, and so this is the 4th pair that I'm wanting to get finished by the end of the month.
You
so
can
this
do it.
pattern, again, is just a regular adult-size pattern that I've...
It's cute.
Can you see the... It's kind of dark, but it's kind of hard to see. It's Hagrid's Mystery Motorcycle socks.
I love Hagrid. He's one of my favorite
Yes.
characters.
So I've just adapted it down to 48 stitches instead of 64. And again, I'm using leftovers. So this is the leftovers from my Canon socks that I did for Sock Madness round 4, I think. And then this is Opal. Leftover from my Smock Madness socks, which was, I think, the
that was the warm-up.
Yes, the warm-up pattern. So anyway, that's as far as I've gotten on his, so I need to finish this and do the second
those are
one.
from Marcus?
By also kind of a purpley color, which he really enjoys. So that I need to finish by tomorrow.
Why by tomorrow? Oh, end of the month.
Right. Can you believe Saturday is going to be the June 1st?
Crazy.
So do you remember
Closer to the beach trip.
last time I showed the yarn that I bought at the shop where I work, Naughty Lamb, to make baby pants for Kirsten? She was very excited. It was like a peachy color. Okay, so I started the pants. They're in. I tried to finish them in time for the shower, but I just didn't get them done. I just had
too many things.
So this is in my very fun Badass Knitter
knitting bag
that I got from Lady Di Yarns at Stitches West. So this is the yarn. Isn't that pretty? It's this peach with all these fun speckles.
Yeah, that's super fun.
Really, really pretty. And here's the pants so far. So this is the waistband. They're just garter. It's called Smarty Pants. It's by Drops, and I've made this pattern before.
Don't the one you made for Maverick?
Yes, I don't do the same pattern very often, but I made these for a baby that was born in our church. He was just born
on
2
Sunday.
weeks ago, I think.
So cute.
Saw him on Sunday for the first time. He's adorable, and I made his striped in gray and blue. So for returning viewers, you may remember me. I've shown it. I showed it in the past. I think I showed it. Maybe I should put pictures in, because maybe I'd already given it
possibly
in the shower. Anyway, Kirsten didn't want stripes.
You can also find them on Ravelry.
She just wanted
project pages.
That's true. She just wanted all one color.
So
there's what we got so far. I've split for the leg, so I'm on one leg here, and then I'll be doing the other leg.
Yarn.
So, but then I put them down to, to work on Marcus's socks. But yeah, this is lovely yarn. So the yarn is...
Oh, that's
the French yarn.
The French one that we can't
Tolamati.
Can't see booties.
And their labels are really hard to read because it's black on brown.
Yeah.
And it's all in French.
And we don't speak French.
But the colorway is called Happy.
Aww.
And that's why I chose it. That, and Kirsten loves these colors.
Well, there you go. Win-win.
So, I figured I have to have happy yarn for a happy baby.
Of course.
For a happy occasion.
Of course.
And then the last new project that I've started that I am currently actively working on is the bamboo socks by Belly Button Knits, Adrienne Fong. And
ooh, pretty color.
I don't know if I showed this or not, but I bought this yarn at Stitches West.
Oh, yeah. I remember you mentioning it at least.
Yeah, my skeins coming apart. It's called...
As skeins do, as you use them.
Apple Fiber Studio. So it was at Stitches West, and Kirsten was telling me that John wanted more socks, and he wanted them in green. So we were on the hunt for green yarn that wasn't
Is that a Leading Men
that
Fiber
was
Arts?
the right shade of green. We ended up in the Leading Men Fiber Arts booth 3 times because they had
Apparently
the
they're
perfect
awesome.
green, and their yarn is absolutely gorgeous, and
You can find them on Instagram. They post a lot of fun.
they do. And
Colors
I
and
watched
stuff.
their podcast, which is Dramatic Knits, and they're super fun people. They're just wonderful. Anyway, I just love their yarn too. So I did get the green from their shop. I think it was called Envy. And then as I was shopping around, I found this one. And this one has some blues in it as well. Can you see all that? So
Pretty.
it's got blues and greens. Oh, my skein's kind of a mess.
It looks
right now.
almost grayish, like a bluish gray.
It's a blue. I mean, the reason I picked this up though for John is because it's called Mountains Are Calling. So John was the one that came up with the name for our podcast. The yarn is calling, and I must craft. If you want to do the whole thing, and it's a play on the poem.
The mountains are calling and I must go.
Yep, the mountains are calling and I must go. I think it's a Robert Frost poem. And so when I saw this in a great shade of green called
The
Mountains Are Calling, I'm like, well,
Had to.
that has to be a pair of socks for John.
Of course.
Hello, that was kind of a no-brainer. He has very large feet because he's a very large man.
It's like what, 6'8"?
He is 6'8".
Very
So
large
I
man.
separated the skein into 2 balls so that I could make sure I don't run out for the second one. And I generally like to work his socks toe up for that reason as well. But this pattern I'm working cuff down because that's how it's written, and I just
Didn't feel like swapping
didn't feel
it.
like fiddling with it. So here's where I've got so far. I've just gotten the cuff down. Yeah, so these are on the size 1 Chowgo needles. It's just like not wanting to. There we go. I think it's not pretty though. It's knitting
that
up
is pretty.
really nicely.
It looks like bamboo.
So it does, and the yarn's interesting because it doesn't have a whole lot of bounce to it. It's just kind of like, and I was like, why is that? Well, I think it's because it's made with 20% superfine alpaca, 60% merino, and 20% nylon. So I have learned when making socks for John and for my husband,
Who also has large feet.
specifically those 2 men, and anyway, they always wear holes in their socks. Every time I see John, he hands me another pair of socks that I've made for him that I need to mend. And it's because I didn't
Reinforce.
I didn't. The first couple of pairs I made for him, I just made them with 100% merino.
Oh.
I didn't make them with. So I always make sure now that when I'm making John socks and when I'm making my husband socks, they always have nylon in them. See, for me, it doesn't matter. I don't wear out my socks. I don't wear holes in
Same
them.
here.
And so if it's 100% merino,
I mean,
so
I do
what?
wear them out eventually, but it's usually just from general wear.
Yeah, but they wear theirs out constantly, and it's but the ones that I've made for them that have nylon in them, the very first pair of socks I made for John was with Patton's Croy, and he wears those the most, and he's never worn a hole in those. Those
Yet.
wear like iron. Those wear like iron, and it's because,
Yeah, you gotta say something for the cheap sock yarns.
well, it's just,
They may not
and
be
it's
very
not always
soft,
that
but they're
it's
durable.
cheap sock yarn. It's that, yeah, it's just durable. It's got all that nylon in there, and anyway, so this one, although it has alpaca in it, it does have nylon in it. So hopefully that will
Airplane.
make them hold up a little bit better.
Yeah. Should.
So those are the only whips I'm showing right now. I have more, but that's all I'm going to show right now. What about you? What are you working on
I've got all sorts
currently
of whips.
as we
Currently,
speak?
As we speak, this is a test crochet for our friend Amber. Amber Bliss This is, I think she's Amber Bliss This on Instagram. On Ravelry, is she just Bliss This?
I think she's just blissed this on Ravelry. Mhm.
But this is her, she calls it the C2 Shining Sea skirt. It's a corner to
corner to corner skirt, you guys.
So I'm testing the 12 to 18 month size.
Super cute.
Ah, super fun. So you can see where I decided to start weaving in my ends as I went. I mean, I could have carried the yarn along the top edge, but I wanted to make sure that the waistband has the stretch it needs. So
Yeah.
I just completed row 27 of, the width section goes up to 39, I think. So
It's a very
between mermaid drawings, I am making
Innovative.
progress on this.
It's a very innovative and unique pattern.
It's
you know.
really fun and really, this is actually my first corner to corner project.
Well, and her design was only her second. She'd never done corner to corner before
Oh.
until she designed a skirt.
Well, there you go.
She actually made my bracelet, y'all. I put essential oils on it. She made this for me for my birthday. Isn't that great? I love it.
So the yarn I'm using, so the green and the orange are Red Heart Super Saver. The green is medium thyme, and the orange I think is just called pumpkin. No, carrot. Excuse me. The other another orange food. That one's carrot, and then the purple is Red Heart soft yarn in grape. So it's a very foodie skirt. Yeah, grape, thyme, and carrots. And I'm using a
That's funny.
H 5mm hook. Gotta look at it. It's just like these hook out. It's a double-ended hook. I got a set of these from Knit Picks. It's got each end is a different size, so it's like, but it's not
Cool.
labeled with the letter, just the millimeter.
Oh, right.
Then
Some are labeled just with the letter and not the millimeters.
yeah. So that's what I'm currently crocheting on. I started Sock Madness round 4, the cannon, but
Did you not finish it?
no, between Mermaid and work,
So we're both out.
yeah, we both ended up out in the same round.
We go both out, yeah.
But this is what I have so far.
That's a really fun color.
Yeah, this is
Margarita with salt.
This is Knitters Brewing Company, Sockaholic, and Margarita with Salt.
Yes.
And this actually,
I've used that color too. I love it.
I think these are size 1 needles, I believe. I actually had a different project I started with this yarn, so it was already caked in two 50-gram balls. I was making a hang 10 pattern, and I don't know if it was the pattern or the yarn or the combo. It just wasn't quite looking right. So
What's hang 10?
I thought it's a sock pattern. And
Oh, okay.
like, the front of it, and I think and the back too, has like a surfboard motif.
Oh,
on it.
yes. I remember that. That was a long time ago.
And yeah, long time ago.
Yeah.
Again, hooray for old stash. I was gonna pull up the pattern, but whatever. So,
Allison has been primarily working from stash this year.
yes.
And I try to, but I do there's a few things I have to get occasionally.
Yes. Okay. And then the other main project that's been taking a lot of my time.
Yes.
So, before I show this, Kirsten, I know.
Look away.
I know you. I don't know if you care about spoilers, but this one particular, look away, please. 'Cause this
Don't
is-
look, Kirsten.
So this, I'm not good. I mentioned the pattern name in previous episodes, but I'm not gonna mention it this time.
How come?
Secrecy.
Oh, okay.
But
Need some help holding it up.
yeah. So this.
Look at that, you guys. So where's the beginning? It
Right there.
begins right there.
Yep, there's a
and it
center
works
out. Center out, and the yarn. So the
Pretty.
solid is a Lion Brand Pound of Love.
The white? When you say
The cream.
solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cream.
Oh, no. And then the multicolor is Lion Brand Mandala Sparkle.
Yeah, it's not a gradient. Well, it kind of is a gradient.
Draco.
It's so soft and squishy.
And it's sparkly.
So, do you want me to put the title of the pattern down below?
Yes.
That way, if she is listening,
Exactly.
she won't hear it. But,
Exactly. So
but the viewers can
I'm
see
on
what the pattern
round
is.
64 of 69 for that part. And then
Each
for the
round's
main
getting
part,
longer and longer since it's
Yes.
going out like this.
And then there's a border. And then there's a bit of sewing I'm gonna add to it
Are we
for
in the play area
extra.
for the kids?
potentially. There's a bit of sewing that I'm going to do to make it extra cozy and all that. So,
It is lovely.
so that was what I was working on the way up to Washington and on our way home from Washington because, 3-hour car ride.
Yep.
A lot of knitting time.
A lot of knitting time.
All right, Kirsten, you can look again.
Okay, so I think that's it for the projects for now. I have a few little things I had tried to show last time before my phone was pooping out, and I want to show them this time before it poops out again. So, like I said, you all know now, I work at Naughty Lamb, and we had local yarn store day a while back, and I got this. So our store carries this. I've never seen this anywhere else, and in fact, when I tried to put them on Ravelry, they're not even in the database yet. Maybe they are now, but they weren't at the time. So this is Lane and Lotus.
Ooh.
So
That's really pretty.
oh, I can. So all three of these are Lane and Lotus. There's this gray, and then there's this.
Oh, that's super pretty.
So
I like the
this-
speckles on that
Okay,
one.
so this one is called Southern Comfort. Look at the speckles on there. It's just so pretty. And then this one is called Ghost Train.
Ooh.
Really nice tonal gray. And this one is my favorite. It's called
so
Shipwreck.
Ooh.
So it's like blues and greens.
Really pretty.
And it's just so rich with color.
That is super pretty.
So, when you made a purchase on local yarn store day, you would get, and we bought the yarns to make the shawl. So I bought 3. I'm not speaking clearly. Okay, so there was a shawl pattern
buy
for
the
local
yarn, get
yarns.
the shawl pattern free.
Yes, buy the yarn for the shawl, and you get the shawl pattern for free. That's what I'm trying to say. Blech. And the shawl pattern is called Magical, I have it written down. Magical Thinking by Casapinka. It's a 3-color shawl.
It's pretty.
I'll see if I can get a picture up of it, maybe. But you can look it up. Magical Thinking, Casapinka. It's a 3-color. It's beautiful. So I bought these. So that is a future project for me. We don't often talk about, hey, what do you plan to knit or work on
We don't
next?
always.
Sometimes we
Sometimes
do.
we do.
So this is one thing I plan to do soon.
That'll be really pretty. I'll go with
I don't
a
know
lot.
if I was going to say next, but I don't know if it's going to be next.
Soon.
Soon, anyway. But, yes. So I plan to use these 3 yarns to make the Magical Thinking shawl. So I wanted to show that. And then the other thing that I got when I was up in Tacoma 2 weeks ago with Kirsten, we went into her local baby store. It's like, it's not resale. It's when you take your consignment. Yes, it's a consignment baby store, but then there's also some new things in there too. And I ran across some really great like project bags and notion bags, and I got a Vera Bradley purse there.
Oh, is that where? Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was like $15 for a Vera Bradley bag, which are usually like, I don't know, I think
a lot.
The one I got was probably a $45 bag, but it was on consignment. But these are new, so I got this fun notions bag anyway.
I love
Isn't
it.
Super cute, and these are by Indian Moon. Here's her card. Indian Moon. Kristen Gonzalez. Indian Moon. So her website is IndianMoonHandmade.com.
So pretty. I like the otters.
So I got a whole bunch of them.
I love the mushrooms.
So this one is mine. This has got my notions in it. So this one, yeah, and it's got a nice flat bottom and it's nice and stiff. So I got this one, and then I got these 2.
I love the manatees.
For like prizes for something.
Those manatees.
I'll save them for prizes for the future. But this one,
You
yeah,
could save one of them for 100 subscriber mark.
it's kind of what I was thinking about, putting together something, a big prize for 100 subscribers. So this one also has the box.
Anyway?
I don't know. I haven't even looked. Maybe we have it already. I don't even know. I don't think so. But, so yeah, this is the box bottom in the manatee. And then this one is flat. It doesn't have the...
it's not boxed. It's just
flat. It's just flat, which is still great for your notions
and stuff. Yeah,
or pencils.
for sure.
And otters. Isn't that cute?
So cute.
So anyway, I'm going to save these, but they were just so cute. And there was another one I wanted to, sharks.
We're at 56 subscribers.
Oh, okay.
So about halfway there.
All right, you guys. Tell your friends.
Yes.
Subscribe. If you are watching and not subscribing, subscribe. And click the little bell because then it will tell you when a new episode has been uploaded. But anyway, I just love these. They have a nice, just so cute. So it is black inside, and at first I was like, oh, it's black. I'm not going to find anything. But you know what? You can find stuff. It's actually okay because a lot of it's metal, and so it kind of, you can see it.
Shiny.
So it's shiny.
Shiny.
So those were fun purchases. And I did get something. I did get a couple. I got another bag at another store, and I forgot to bring it. It's those bags that are made with the recyclable material. I didn't bring that one, but
You show it next time.
yeah, I can maybe.
If
Anyway,
you remember.
that's it for me.
Okay.
That is
So
all my stuff.
we got a couple acquisitions. So if you're offended by bad language, look away, and I'll paraphrase it. The little bag says, "Please don't mess with my stuff," and it's got a fairy on it. Okay.
Because Allison doesn't like people messing with her stuff.
Oh, if you ask, I'm
If you
usually
ask.
okay. If you ask, I'm usually okay with
Yep.
sharing.
Yeah, it's the not
It's
asking.
the not asking.
It's the not asking. Yeah.
It bugged me so much as a kid. So, Mom picked this up for me from somewhere. It's a blue Q bag, a system for carrying your stuff.
Yes, and the one I got for myself is a little girl with a horse, and she looks all sweet, and she goes, "I hate everybody too."
Those bags, you've probably seen them. I've seen them at like bookstores,
Yeah.
touristy type shops. They're very snarky and very hilarious.
Yeah, they're good bags.
So I got that, and that is holding. It's holding what I think it is. Yes, it is. That is holding a cross-stitch thread for an upcoming project.
Yeah, cross stitching. Show the cover of the book.
So this is it's a UK magazine called Ultimate Cross Stitch. This is a Fairies issue. I got this.
Those
I
are
don't know,
pretty.
a while ago.
Have you shown Kirsten this?
I have not.
Oh,
I was
Kirsten.
gonna buy her one, and they didn't have it anymore.
Oh,
so I'll have
bummer.
to find it somewhere. But
Maybe you could share with her someday or something.
so this is like the big picture.
Ooh.
It's like a little wall hanging, and okay, I gotta adjust my position so I can see
Look at
where
all
I'm
those
zooming in.
Fun little
Featuring,
squares.
like the birth flower. So that one, the July, that's the one I'm gonna stitch. I have the thread for it, and it's pretty small, so I'll probably stitch one for myself because I'm a July baby, and I'll probably stitch one for Flora as well because she will,
baby.
unless she's like really early.
No, I hope she's not that early.
Yeah. Well, just over if
She's due July 16th.
Yeah, so if she's like 2.5 weeks early, it's not too bad. If she's 2.5 weeks early, she could be a June baby, but she's more than likely going to be
Theoretically,
July.
though, she's a July baby.
So I'll probably stitch one for her as well.
Cool.
So on the subject of future stitching, I got another cross stitch magazine. It actually came with this really cute little kit. It's a little card, Home Sweet Home. So I'm going to be making that. But I
Cute.
got this magazine, so it's called Cross Stitcher. This is another UK one. The May 2019 episode. See that dragon there? Well, there's the whole cover, but that dragon. I am
Cool.
making that dragon.
Cool.
I have all the threads except for one color because we were out of it. I say we are at Joann's. I work at Joann's.
She works at Joann's.
It's very dangerous, but awesome. I've got 2 specialty threads that I could have driven all the way down to Salem for, but I didn't want to do that for 2 skeins of thread. So I just order off 123 Stitch or Stitcher something.com. So I've got those threads still coming, and then then I've got one more skein of thread. There is more of that color en route, so hopefully that'll be in my store soon. But yeah, I
Cool.
have black Ada cloth. I'm gonna frame it, And one of the
What are you
conditions.
doing the fairies on? What kind of cloth?
Just a white Ada cloth.
What count?
14 for both of them are on 14. The condition.
Cool. I haven't cross-stitched anything in so long.
Bright scheme of conditions is like, okay, you can get that magazine as long as you actually make the dragon soon. So I am doing that.
Cool.
And then slightly deviated, more of an acquisition
Okay.
than future project. I have started a collection of Copic markers, very popular among like color line or like traditional artists that use like colors. So they look kind of like this. I only have 4 so far. They're fancy. I got these at my local art store, the Merry Artist, MERRI. So I have 2 kind of pinkish colors and 2 tealish colors so far. This particular, there's 3 different styles of markers. There's the Copic Sketch, which is what these are. There's the Copic Classic,
See that?
which are a bit larger capacity, and then there's the Copic
They look
Chow.
2-tipped.
They are. So you have a nice,
You have a brush
a
tip.
soft brush tip, and then a chisel tip on the other end.
Okay.
And they're alcohol ink. So apparently, check out the little llama pen. I got a gift certificate for Christmas from a coworker for the Merry Artist, and so I started a collection of those. So eventually, when I have more, I'm gonna try to like learn how to do traditional art with those.
Cool.
So, and apparently, because of the
Very
alcohol
nice.
inkness of them, you can use them and blend them really well.
Okay.
And they're refillable.
Oh, okay.
They're
I was gonna say what makes that special, but okay, that makes sense.
they're refillable, which is really nice.
cool.
Which, especially considering like those ones, they're not cheap markers. Any of you viewers who may have used them or have seen them, they're not cheap markers.
Oh.
They're like that particular one. They're like $5.85 per.
Cool.
So, yeah, like fancy. But
How many kinds of colors? I mean, you have 4 markers there, and they look like 2 of the same color, but they're
they're
not.
very similar.
They're different shades, so they
The
must have a
Copic
lot of.
Sketch comes in all the available colors, and it's like 300 plus
Wow.
colors. So if you eventually happen to have all of them, you can do some really cool blending. And
Cool. Have you colored with them yet at all?
not yet,
Or
because
drawn?
apparently you can get like special marker paper, which is a really smooth surface, so it's not gonna wreck the tips as much.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. That's it for us today. That was still a lot, even though it's only been 2 weeks.
Well, 2 weeks for you, but it's been like a month.
Yeah.
At least.
And there's 2 of us,
Or
so
maybe like
there's
a month
always
and a half,
going to be
because it was
more.
like a month between me and Kirsten
Yeah.
that time. So it was like like a month and a half for me. So
Yeah. Yeah, there's always going to be more when there's 2 of us. So anyway,
yes. Thanks for watching.
thank you, everyone.
For coming back.
Yes.
Or thanks for coming if you're new here.
Yep.
So
And please like and subscribe, like as I mentioned before.
hit the bell.
Yes. And thanks. And we'll see you all next time.
Bye.
Bye.